morning. We're going to get started in about 10 minutes. about to get started. If everybody could grab your seats. All right, good morning. Happy graduation day, happy matriculation day. Welcome to the Kincaid campus. We're so happy everybody is joining us today. So welcome. My name is Michelle Davis, and I am the Executive Director for the South Central Region, and I am so happy to welcome you back to the South Central Region and the Kincaid campus. This is our first time to have a graduation back at the Kincaid campus for our large graduation since COVID stopped. So we're very excited to have everybody here, and it looks like we have a pretty full house, so that's very exciting for us. So we're really excited to welcome everybody back here. And we're very happy to have our 8 graduates here today and very excited to start their journey with us and to welcome you into the Canine Companions family. So welcome and congratulations and welcome to the Canine Companions family. I also wanted to tell you, so graduates, you noticed that you had a couple of blankets on your chairs when you sat down. One of the things that normally happens during graduation, and this was a kind of funny or team training as you may have noticed, is that we normally have a wonderful group of Lions called the Irving Noonday Lions Club that normally comes in during our team training and will deliver blankets to you for your puppies. And they didn't get a chance to do that during team training, but they delivered blankets to you for graduation day. So those are for your puppies and for you to enjoy. And so that's courtesy of our Irving Noonday Lions Club. They are a wonderful group, and so wanted to make sure you got a chance to enjoy that. So. And I also wanted to make a special announcement. We have, normally this time of year, we celebrate our Volunteer of the Year, and we have a very special Volunteer of the Year this year. So as most of you know, last year we became not just the state of Texas, but we also inherited now Arkansas, Louisiana, and Oklahoma as the South Central region. So we are now a 4-state region. And our Regional Volunteer of the Year, and now the National Board of Directors has chosen our National Board of Directors Regional Volunteer of the Year. And it is one of our Arkansas volunteers, and it is Debbie Byrne from Arkansas. And unfortunately, Debbie couldn't be here today. So we're going to actually celebrate her in May when she comes in. So we're actually going to have the celebration for her in May. But I did want to announce that because usually we do the celebration here in February. So I did want to announce that today. So she's actually going to get 2 graduations where she gets to party. So, but I did want to announce her as being our National Regional Volunteer of the Year. That's a pretty big deal. I also wanted to introduce, we are very, very honored today. Usually you just get me, and that's nothing special because I'm always here. But we are very honored today to have our National Chief Executive Officer, Paige Mazzoni, here with us today for our graduation. And so I wanted to introduce Paige and ask her to come up and say a few words and kick us off for our National Graduation Day. So Paige?
Thank you, Michelle. I disagree. You're a big deal. Hello, everyone. This is actually my first in-person graduation in the South Central region. So thanks, y'all, for coming. See what I did there? That was my y'all from California. I'm just going to talk a little bit about Canine Companions. I know we have some new people in the audience. I'll keep it short, but there's really no better time to be here. I said this yesterday at an event. This is a family. And it's an amazing organization. I came to it from the for-profit world, and every day I am incredibly inspired by the amount of love and support and giving and generosity that is this organization. So there's no better time. We had our best year ever last year. As an organization, we birthed 970 puppies, and some of those really cute little golden ones that look like teddy bears were part of that. We also met all of our placement goals, which means we graduated over 366 teams. We placed 402 working dogs. Working dogs means our placements, our therapy dogs that we are now doing, and also agency transfers. Sometimes we have a service dog that's a really good service dog, but is better suited to be a diabetic alert dog, so we transfer them to another agency. So we had an amazing year. We've started our Canine Health and Wellness Center. It will be finished this year in California, and what that means is more puppies, so that's good, because that means more service dogs and changing more lives. We had an amazing year in terms of projects. We've really worked to do a better job of communication with our volunteers. We've rolled out a bunch of technology for that. We're continuing to roll out a bunch of projects. This team has worked incredibly hard, and I want to acknowledge them. In this region, they hit 52 service dog teams placed here and contributed to 2 at other regions, so 54 total. They also blew away their number. As you all know, we have a partnership with Baylor Scott and White Health, a very important partnership. And they, for the first year, this team raised enough money to cover the cost of campus without Baylor having to kind of bail us out in the partnership. So that was a huge milestone for us. Many of you in this room were part of making that happen, so thank you very much. I do have one kind of, before I get into today's graduation, I do feel like I want to honor someone. Steve Boyd, who was a national board member for Canine Companions, passed away yesterday. Steve Boyd was the general counsel of Baylor when we started our partnership with Baylor, which is a unique one in the world of service dogs. Baylor really came in and built this campus for us. Steve was a huge part of that. He was a wonderful human being. He was a wise, gentle, really gentlemanly soul. He was a huge support, always there to help. So I just wanted to honor him. I know a lot of people in the room probably knew him, and he will be a huge loss who will be missed very much by all of us. Got through that without breaking down. So today's graduation, which is a celebration, and I know he's up there smiling at us. So we have 6 graduations across the country today. Today is the day that it all comes together. We have donors, we have puppy raisers, we have breeder caretakers who come in the states where we have breeder caretakers, and we have graduates. Today is the day where the impact of the mission really can be seen and touched. So all of you puppy raisers, today you're gonna understand why you are putting your poor little hearts through this, because you're gonna see it. And donors, when you give dollars, today you're gonna see where those dollars go. So, and graduates, this is such a celebration for you. You are, I am so inspired by our graduates every day. And we thank you for being here and being part of this family. So enjoy it. Don't worry about crying. You're gonna. It's the thing. I went back to waterproof mascara when I took this job, even though it pulls my eyelashes out. I don't care. So today is a huge celebration, and we thank you all for being here. We have 6 graduation ceremonies across the country, one at each of our campuses. For those of you who don't know, we are the only national service dog organization in the United States with 6 campuses. We are graduating 184 future service dogs are matriculating, turning in today to professional training, 23 in this region. So we have 23 puppy raisers we all need to embrace and support today. They will never forget you, don't worry. 51 clients are graduating across the US with their forever partner, 8 in this region. And we now have over 2,785 active clients in just about every state of the union, which is exciting. And since our founding about 50 years ago, we are now over 7,500 teams that we have placed in the history of the organization. So a lot of work, a lot of magic really done by all of us together, because the staff doesn't do it alone. We have volunteers, we have donors, we have graduates. Our graduates actually do an enormous amount for us. So thank you all. It's a big day of celebration. I also want to acknowledge, so along with the national regional volunteers there is one national volunteer every year who gets an award called the Jack Warnock Award. Jack Warnock was a volunteer in our founding region, which is Northwest, who really gave his heart and soul to helping Canine Companions get going early on and for many years. So we have a national award for a volunteer named the Jack Warnock Award, and I'm very pleased to announce this year Diesta Gundecker of Florida in our Southeast region is the award winner. She was one of the first volunteers I met when I joined, and she's just one of those people that is always quietly there doing something, always, and has wisdom to share, but does it in this lovely way. She's a really lovely person. Her heart and soul goes into this mission, so congratulations to Diesta. Well deserved. And now I'm going to stop talking and do a video of puppies, which will make you much happier. So our breeding program, we breed all our dogs. We did used to use rescues, for those of you who wonder. We've used all kinds of dogs, corgis, poodles, all border collies at one point, which I just can't imagine. I have one. So we have used all kinds of different dogs. We have come down to breeding yellow and black labs and goldens and crosses. Most are crosses, as most of you know. And the reason for our breeding program is that we need to have the highest success rate possible because we always have a wait list. And there's too many people in the world we want to serve to take chances on a risky success rate. So we have very purposely bred dogs. These dogs are not treated badly. They're precious poppets, and they are treated very well. So for anyone who's worried about a breeding farm, that's not what we are. Anyway, our breeding program is located in Santa Rosa, California. Our breeder caretakers are all within about an hour and a half of that campus. They give their heart and soul. They raise the breeder dogs, and they go through the whelping process, and they birth all these adorable little puppies. They do the really bad part where, like, they're up all night. It's like having a baby 5 times. And then they send those dogs out, so they don't get the part of keeping the puppy. So every quarter, we select new breeding dogs from the dogs that turn into professional training. And so we're going to congratulate our newest breeder dog.
Hello. It is great to see this room transform into a graduation space, not dog training all the time. And haven't been here longer than a year, so I haven't had this yet. And it's been a different matriculation really every single time, which has been awesome to kind of see it back to normal. So today we're honoring 8 graduate dogs and their teams and the amazing puppy raisers, as well as the matriculating class of 23 puppies that are back there over there. But how did all these dogs get here? Well, that's how these wonderful puppy raisers do come, and they're all here supporting our mission. They spend over countless hours developing these puppies in hopes of them becoming a service dog and walk across the stage like we see today. These volunteers take in baby puppies at just 8 weeks old, and which means messes, long nights, long training sessions, and different things we have to kind of work on along the way. Ultimately, for someone else, they give these puppies up and matriculate them to one day help someone. They teach them the set of skills, they socialize them in public, and provide love and care, all to build a solid foundation. The emotional, financial, and time commitment is critical in creating the foundation of these future service dogs. The dedication in this room is so immense. And you can see all of their hard work in each and every one of these puppies. Since the last matriculation, we had a breeder dog selected, Merritt II, raised by repeat puppy raisers Donna McGeehee and Jerry Campbell of Abilene. I know, we're super excited. It's another great year. So right after graduation, we'll have 23 puppies start their professional training journey. This is a bittersweet day for a lot of them. It marks the end of their journey with their puppy raisers, but the beginning of an exciting future. The new chapter is going to be becoming a service dog. Please turn to the screen so you can see our matriculating class. right. Can you hear me? Awesome. So now we're going to represent the class. Greer the Fifth, raised by Wendy of Hardin-Simmons University Department of Physical Therapy. She is a repeat raiser from Abilene, Texas. Repeat raiser Tracy Conan with Wishes of Bedford, Texas. Rory the Eighth, raised by Rebecca of Lubbock, Texas. Delaney, raised by FPC Brian, Ella Effinger, and Nancy and Jim Johnson. Amber, raised by Elise and Catherine Gillahausen of Bryan, Texas. Texas the Fifth, raised by Nicole of Pontiac City, Oklahoma. Nolan the 10th, raised by Krista of Prosper, Texas. Rick, raised by Mary of Houston, Texas. Temple the 3rd, raised by Cindy and Scott Smiley of Austin, Texas. Waltz, raised by Nicole and Melissa Frontner of Allen, Texas. Rocket the 3rd, raised by Lily Crawford of McKinney, Texas. Garland, raised by FBC Brian, Dana and Brent Savage, and Victoria Haynes of Carrollton, Texas. Leroy the 5th, raised by Ellen Reed of Austin, Texas. Willetta the 2nd, raised by Ann and Eric Gunther of Friendswood, Texas. Addie the 3rd, raised by FCI Bastrop and Dale Flashberg of Austin, Texas. Wicked, raised by Dean Eddie LeBay of Corpus Christi. Katrina the 4th, raised by Bastrop, Kara, and Cassie Wires of Bastrop, Texas. Crosby, raised by Dana and Aaron, Ian Porter of Dallas, Texas. Tawny, raised by Marilyn Whitney and Kate of Mansfield, Texas. Rue the 3rd, raised by Judy of Bridgeport, Texas. All right, please congratulate all the 23 dogs matriculating.
I would like to direct your attention back to the video, to the screens, to watch a video about our team training experience. Hi, everyone. My name is Jen Burnett. I am an apprentice instructor here, and I had the immense privilege of teaching class these last 2 weeks and of training some of these great dogs for the last several months. This class has been a pleasure to teach. The weather threw some curveballs at us, and everybody rolled with the punches and accommodated us, and we did virtual classes, and we did lectures, and we did hands-on practices and field trips, and everybody worked really hard so that today they can graduate as really wonderful, capable service dog teams. And we couldn't be more proud of the progress that you guys have already made together, and we can't wait to see what more you do in the future. So I'm going to introduce the graduating class of February 2023, and their puppy raisers will have the opportunity to pass the leash and hand over these new teams. First, I'd like to invite Team Lily to the stage. Lily was matched with service dog Ember the 4th, the 6th. From day one, Lily and Ember had a connection. Lily claimed her as her dog right from the very start. They have already bonded and will continue to bond through playing together and cuddling on the couch. Presenting Ember today is her puppy raiser, Peggy, from Orlando, Florida. Next, I'd like to invite Kelsey to the stage. Kelsey was matched with successor service dog Alpine the 4th. They've worked really hard together and have grown as a team. And once you see them up here, you'll see what I'm talking about. But Alpine's oh-so-expressive eyebrows always brought us all a smile during class. Alpine is presented today by his puppy raiser, Jordan, from Lubbock, Texas. Next, I'd like to invite Team Eden to the stage. Eden was matched with service dog Vinny the 3rd. They've already shared many cute moments, sweet times, snuggling up together on a dog bed, playing endless throws of fetch, which Vinny is happy to accommodate for Eden. Working together, Eden's voice has already gotten stronger, literally and figuratively, as she develops this bond and this partnership with her new best friend, and I can't wait to see that continue. Presenting Vinny today are his puppy raisers, Katie and Austin of Highland Village, Texas.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Emily. I had the honor of being one of the trainers instructing this class over the last 2 weeks. It's just really been a joy to see everything take place. And I would like to continue introducing more members of our graduating class today. Next up, we'd like to invite Fawn and Susan to the stage. Fawn and Susan were matched with facility dog Roxy the 5th. Roxy will play games and use her playful personality to enhance the Pause for Justice program, which serves victims in the criminal justice system throughout the state of Arkansas. Presenting Roxy today are her puppy raisers, Matt, Michelle, and Mackenzie from Mountain Home, Arkansas. Next, I would like to invite Gretchen. Gretchen was matched with service dog Arizona the 5th. Arizona will serve as a huge help for Gretchen and is already settling into her new home and family. We're looking very much forward to seeing what they do together next. Presenting Arizona today are her puppy raisers, the Marone family of Round Rock, Texas.
Thank you, Emily. Good afternoon, everyone. I will continue talking about our graduates. But first, I just wanted to also just say how proud of this group of students I am. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Aubrey. I am the new Client Services Program Manager here, and I was just delighted to be a part of this class. So many really, really amazing teams were formed over the past 2 weeks, and your strength and your heart and determination to really make this happen showed to us as instructors. And we're just really thankful that each and every one of y'all came every single day with that determination to really make this all happen. We were, again, impacted by the weather, but that did not stop us. We were going to get you your dogs, even if it was a complete blizzard. So we thank you for your patience, and we're so, so excited for you. So at this time, I would like to invite Rebecca to the stage. Rebecca has been matched with facility dog Ari the 3rd. Ari's sweet, gentle nature make him the perfect fit for comforting and empowering victims through the Pause for Justice program, working with the state of Arkansas. Presenting Ari today are his puppy raisers Karen and Curtis from Southlake, Texas. Thank y'all. Little trick dog. Congratulations, Team Rebecca and Ari. That's okay, just go. All right, next I'd like to invite Jace to the stage, please. Jace has been matched with service dog Emblem the 3rd. Emblem and Jace shared many sweet moments of loving eye contact throughout class while practicing skills. That focus and connection will serve them well as they continue to grow and work alongside each other. Presenting Emblem today are his puppy raiser, Victoria of Edmond, Oklahoma. Congratulations, Team Jace and Emblem. Good work, y'all. Thank you. Congratulations. All right, last but certainly not least, I'd like to invite Steve to the stage.
Steve was matched with successor service dog Priscilla III. Steve's new right-hand lady will use her impressive presence and repertoire of skills to aid and support Steve throughout his adventures to come. Presenting Priscilla today are her puppy raisers, Judy and John of Fairview, Texas. Steve, you can stay on stage. All right, so that concludes all of our graduates. I'd like to take a moment to now introduce Steve as our class speaker. He has some things to share about the past 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure you do. So.
Oh, yeah, I do. I'm sorry.
Steve, do you want to speak here or with us?
I'll be fine there. Yeah. I don't want to take too much of the spotlight over here.
You're good.
Okay, first off, I would like to get the trainers, Aubrey, Emily, Jen, and Devin to the front of the stage for a quick presentation from the class. So, Jace, and if you would do the honors. So our class took up a donation as thanks for them putting up with us, number one, and putting up with the weather and all the technical difficulties and everything we had to deal with this class. And so we thank each and every one of you. You've been absolutely fantastic, and we've learned so much from you. So thank you very much. Appreciate it. No, you're good. You're good. Down. All right. Our first team that I'll be mentioning is Hend and Lily. Lily is our miracle child, as Hend says. She was born 3.2 pounds and spent many nights in the NICU. Having Ember help her every day will be life-changing and will help Lily become the best version of herself. The Canine Companions team were amazing, guiding us during the process, and the hardest part was the wait time, but it was well worth it. Team Eden. Now, before I get into this, I just want to say, from day one, I saw an instant change in Eden. It was immediate. When we got matched with our dogs, there was a light switch that clicked and Eden immediately changed. And I had a conversation with her father and her mother about it and how it's just going to continue to change and get better and better and better. And I've seen it time and time and time again over my 11 years with this organization. But Team Eden survived a drowning accident plus 100 minutes of CPR when she was 2 years old. After that, she had a miraculous recovery. She still struggles with mobility and continues her rehab today. 7 years later, Vinny will be a big help to her as she continues her therapy and recovery. Sorry, some of these are hard to get through. Offering motivation and boosting her confidence and being involved in her day-to-day physical and occupational therapy. We all believe that she will be a blessing for Eden as we have all seen much progress in these short 2 weeks. Yes, we have. All of us have. Team Gretchen in Arizona. What a Spitfire of a team they are. Gretchen's become a pretty good friend of mine over these past 2 weeks, especially since we were imprisoned here during the first 2 weeks. Gretchen is from Garland, and Richards is in Texas. Paired with Arizona as a service team. She's a former vet tech and former pharmacy tech. She's worked hard, she's played hard until her body gave up, but she still has a heart of gold. I will tell you that. Team Fawn, Susan, and Roxy. Well, what is there to be said about them? Roxy will be going to Arkansas, her Pause for Justice program, and will be working in courtrooms and prosecutors' offices across the state. Fawn Borden has been in the criminal justice field for 9 years and a certified facility dog handler for 7 years. Susan Bradshaw has been in the same field for 19 years and a handler to Canine Companions, Barb II, for 7. Team Rebecca. Rebecca Petty is graduating with Ari III. Ari will be moving to Rogers, Arkansas, to also work in the justice field, Pause for Justice, with the state of Arkansas. He will live with Rebecca and her husband, Bill. Bill? Yes, I didn't meet you earlier, but hello. And 2 cats, Winston and Eleanor. We'll see how that works out. Team Kelsey and Alpine. Alpine is an amazing dog. He really is. Kelsey writes, my name is Kelsey. This is my second time getting a service dog. My first dog was from the northern region. My mom found out about CCI through friends that owned a service dog and other research. My experience with both trainings were very different. The 2 dogs' temperaments are different, but because my situation was different when I got my first dog, I needed a little bit more energetic dog. Now I've got Alpine. And he is very energetic. And he is very chill. No, he's energetic. It will be an adventure that I wouldn't change for anything. And all of us feel that same emotion. And again, last but not least, Team Jace and Emblem. Jace has become a very good friend of mine over these 2 weeks. We've gone on many adventures together. I offered to take him to go do donuts in the ice and snow on my Jeep, but he declined. But he wanted to take pictures of it. We just couldn't sync up the time. But anyway, Jace is an EMT and has worked with emergency services in the DFW area for 6 years. He has 2 years of experience with the Army Reserve Officer Training Corps. He is passionate about accessibility, service dog, advocacy, and serving his community. Though Emblem's tasks and work as a service dog, Emblem empowers Jace to continue serving their community together in Montgomery County. Now, as I read here, it says he has 2 years of experience with Army Reserve Officer Training Corps. So, Jace, I would like you to approach the stage, please. Get up here. Come on. Front and center. Jace, on behalf of myself, United States military, Canine Companions for Independence, and the United States of America, I present to you Canine Companions Challenge Coin. Eddie, carry it. That brings me to the end of my speech, so thank you.
Don't get too far, Steve. You must stay right here. Hello again. At this point, I'd like to introduce a guest speaker for a presentation for our Veterans Initiative. So Jason Morgan, if you could come to the stage. He has service dog Iago, and we'd like to do a special presentation with the two of y'all.
Can you give that to me? By the way, Jason and I are the ones that went with Judge Kincaid over to the Baylor Scott and White campus, or Baylor Scott and White building, and spoke with the board of directors many years ago to get this place started, aren't we?
Yeah.
So this is our home.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me here, and I hope it's okay if I don't stand. I'm just a little lazy today, but
Air Force.
Yeah. So Iago made a few notes for me that I want to pass along. I just want to go real quick about just a little bit about my story, because I know you see the amazing things that these dogs do for us and how much they change our lives. But I like to go like before I got my service dog and when I got my service dog and afterwards, because they're like three totally different times. I feel like I've been reincarnated twice. And I was, as you heard from Steve, part of the Air Force. And I was part of an elite Air Force Special Operations Unit, Gray Berets. And what we did was we provide weather behind enemy lines and denied territories for the Army Green Berets. And very difficult mission. We went on a lot of missions, and while we were there, also provided meteorological data for the pilots and the jumpers and us on the ground and what we were doing. And I loved the job. And when I was there, I was living the dream. I mean, that's what I always wanted to do. Things could be better. I had a wife and 3 young kids, and doing well in my military career. And just in a second, all that was taken away. And while I was in South America on a drug ops counter-narcotics mission, me and my friend were providing security for our driver. And during that mission, we got ambushed from behind. And I was in the back of the vehicle with my weapon trying to disable the vehicle behind us, the people in it. Our driver didn't really slow down. I could see sped up, and he didn't make the next corner. And our vehicle, we're in a unmarked SUV, started flipping down the mountainside. Because I was hanging out of the vehicle, I was thrown from the vehicle. Then the vehicle rolled over the top of me and crushed my back. And just to make matters worse, it smashed me face down in this area of water that was sitting there on a ledge, so much that I wasn't even visible from the ground. It smashed me so far in the water. So all I could do with a broken back and many injuries, every time I took a breath, I just ingested this water, and I was slowly suffocating, slowly drowning. I was very fortunate. I think God was watching after me, because an American missionary that was in Ecuador was checking on a tennis site for the radio, and he stopped and he saw the skid marks, and he told his coworkers that maybe we should check this out. So they went over to the ledge. They saw our vehicle. It flipped about 7 or 8 times, so it was pretty far down the mountainside. And as they were trying to safely make their way down to the vehicle, they stepped on me. That's the way they found me. Pulled me over, started breathing again. It's a long story, so I'll cut it short. But he coordinated a rescue because several other people stopped to help. And the phones didn't have service in that area. We're in a pretty remote area. But because he worked for a radio station, he was able to call the radio station, who called the embassy and coordinate a rescue for us. So after doing all that, I went into a coma, and I woke up 2 months later with the doctors telling me, you're lucky to be alive, but you'll never walk again. And, I was just thinking about that. I was like, that's not a life I signed up for, nor that I want to live. And I just imagined me being in this, 70, I didn't know anyone in a chair that was active. I just imagined me being in this 70-pound wheelchair with someone pushing me with no quality of life at all. And the road recovery was extremely difficult. And it was, the times are very challenging. I spent 3.5 years of my next 7 years in the hospital. And then when I finally got home and settled, my wife ended up finding someone else and left me and the boys. So not only I was having to try to take care of myself, but I had 3 young boys to take care of too. I mean, being a father is difficult. Being a single father is really difficult. But being a single father in a wheelchair and paralyzed from the waist down, it was not easy. But in a way, it gave me purpose. So that was a good thing about it. And to fast forward, the next 10 years, it was very tough. I had severe nerve pain that I dealt with every day. Sometimes I'd go days without sleeping. My pain was so bad. And I just felt like the life of me was just exhausted. And then I found out that the 2 guys that were injured with me, they both took their life. And I knew that was a road I didn't want to go down. I knew I had to be there for my boys. And I found out about Canine Companions. In fact, Jackie, who is here, she's the one that introduced me. And you know, I was excited about getting a dog, but I had no idea the difference it'd make in my life. And this was before this facility was built, so I went to California and got my first dog, and my life instantly changed. You know, it was, and I'll just tell you real quick, the kind of state of mind that I was in shortly before I got my first service dog, Nepal. I was on a plane, and we were going through some of the worst turbulence you could ever imagine. I mean, people were visibly, you know, screaming out loud. It was really bad. And I was sitting there, and it's like I didn't care. If this plane went down, I didn't care. Like I just had no enthusiasm and just really no hope. Kind of everything just dwindled. But instantly when I got my first dog, Nepal from Canine Companions, my life was instantly changed. I never knew. And you saw these great things that these dogs do for you on the videos and stuff. And you know, like Nepal, he would get my laundry and fold my clothes afterwards too, and turn the light switches. And Yago is, and I'd ruin Yago. He, you know, when I'm out of my chair, it's difficult to get back on and stuff. And if I forget something or my phone, he knows exactly where it is and he grabs it. Don't leave your shoes laying around because he will pick them up and give them to you. We visit the children's hospital, the guys that are going through their chemotherapy, and anytime we go over there and the kids they're usually laying as they're getting their IVs, and Yago always picks up his shoes and puts them in their lap. That's just kind of what he does. He's an amazing dog. But you know, it was tough, you know, being a single dad and take care of 3 boys, my oldest having autism. But you know, having that dog just put a spark back into my life. It made me active again. It made me want to be around. Like I would, you know, I always, no matter how bad things were, I always went out every day with my dog to do something. And that just just like I said, it put a spark in my life. But my dog changed me, as you said, like same thing you said. And then it just, I don't know, it's just so hard to describe, but I had hope again. I felt like I had purpose. And, you know, and after I got my first service dog, Nepal, it gave me a lot of confidence. I went and got back into athletics again and competed in snow skiing and water skiing. My boys and I got scuba certified that we can do together. I went into the military Paralympics and medaled over the 4 years with 13 medals, and then I ran the Marine Corps Marathon just 6 weeks before my leg was amputated. But you know, that's what these dogs do for you. They give you a life and purpose. And you know, it was you know, and now Nepal, he passed away, and then I got this amazing dog, Rue, and Yago is I know, buddy, I'm talking about you in a minute. He's going to go to sleep because he's heard this story a few times before, but
They always do.
Yeah,
they
do,
always
yeah.
fall asleep.
So, you know, now I got Yago, and Yago and I speak all over the U.S. and Europe telling our story about overcoming adversity. And, you know, there was a book written about our story, but it's not about me. It's about what my dog has done for me. It's that significant. And so when I first got Yago, we were told my girlfriend that we were having a party, a retirement party for my dog, Rue, who went to my twin sister. And so my wife was like, we had like 30 or 40 people over there. My wife, we were making things and getting things ready. She's like, man, we're doing a lot of work for a dog retirement party. But little did she know that when I introduced my dog to everyone, he had a Kim engagement ring in his mouth, and went up there and gave it to her. So that's the way we got him engaged. And then we got married. Yago was right there at my side, my best man with his little bow tie on. And, you know, so he's a part of my life, you know, every day. And, you know, shortly after, I've had a couple surgeries this year, and unfortunately I had to have one of my kidneys removed, and you know, I still have issues even though it's been 23 years in a chair. And I went to get a Coke out of the machine, and I couldn't bend over enough to get it, and Yago just looked at me like, dude, I can do this. Like, I didn't have to tell him. So he went in there, you know, the small slot where the cans are in, it's not easy for anyone to get out. So he was in there, he worked a little bit, got it in the right place, and grabbed it and put it in my lap. And just like I said with the shoes, or me, it's just a shoe, actually. But you know, Yago, I dropped my shoe, and it went underneath a table that was only like a foot off the ground, and I couldn't have thrown it under there. And so any better, couldn't see it. So I called Yago in there, and he went to, you know, I was trying to tell him where the shoe was, and he finally saw it. And it took him 3 or 4 minutes to finally get the shoe out, but he crawled under there and went different sides and finally got it and put it on my lap. And, you know, I was praising him, as we do when these dogs do great things. You praise, that's a reward. And then he just left. And I thought, that's so weird. He never leaves when I'm like loving on him. So he went to the pantry, got his bag of treats out, and went and gave them to me. So He's like, I think I deserve a little bit more than just some loving.
That deserves a.
And
that
he's
deserves
never
a shot,
never done
right?
it since. So yeah, so we do a lot of things together. I taught him how to play poker, and I can always beat him because every time he gets a good hand, he starts like waving his tail. So that kind of the telltale sign. But you know, recently I was you know, funny things happen too when you have a dog, and you know, and you get out of the car, and I have a truck that has a lift on it and everything, and a crane that gets it out. So sometimes people don't take notice of that. And I get out of the car, and the guy goes, "Oh wow, is that your seeing eye dog?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it is." He barks once to turn left, barks twice to turn right. I mean, I didn't know what else to say, but he kind of gave me a really weird look. And
You know, I'm going to jump in on that. I used to walk with a cane, and the lady watched me drive up to a restaurant and get my dog out with my cane. And then we sat down at the table, and she asked my mom, "Does he need a Braille menu?"
yeah, I know, yeah.
I'd be like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah, that happens. Yeah, it is. Wear the sunglasses. I went to go vote, and they said, "Hey, we got a portable voting machine if you don't want to go inside." And I'm like, "Sure," because I don't want to go through the crowd and everything like that. And he brings this machine out, and it's for Braille. And I was like, "Yeah, I don't." I drove there. He saw me drive there and get parked right in front of him where he was standing. But yeah, it's all right. That's how amazing these dogs were. But you know, when you spent, you know, I spent almost 4 years now in the hospital and probably 50 plus surgeries. I lost count, and obviously that does things to your teeth and everything. So I had a lot of work that needed to be done. I was on heavy antibiotics too, and so they put me. I was at the dentist, and I put Yago in the corner, just kind of where he's out of the way, and the chair's like really low to the ground, and so I'm leaned back, and I probably suffer from a little bit PTSD from everything that I've gone through, and with the dentist being right there, you know, it was almost 2 hours, and it just gave me really high anxiety. And so I was laying there with my arms like down to the ground, and all of a sudden I felt a little nudge on my hand. It was Yago. He came up there. I guess he could sense that I was, and not only did that because my hand was about this far from the ground, and I couldn't see him because he was, you know, working on me. So all of a sudden I felt his paw. So what he did is he rolled over on his side and put his paw up, and I held his paw for like the next 15 minutes. And yeah, we're talking about you now, buddy. But I know. But you know, it's amazing, and you know, where I live now, I have a pond with a bunch of ducks, and I was kind of scared about, you know, Yago might try to run him off. He is a duck dog, you know, he's a Labrador, but he doesn't. He's so well trained. He just sits there. The ducks just come around him, and he's like one of the gang, and he just lays there, and it's amazing to see. But you know, I was, in fact, I was just the other day, I was in my garage, and I was doing something that I shouldn't have been doing as always, and I flipped my chair over. And I looked, and I didn't have my phone with me. I'm like, yeah, this is not good. I mean, I could, there's no way I can get back into my chair from where it was. And I'm like, man, I could be here for hours. But, you know, we gave Yago the command to speak, and he also knows when I say get Kim, my wife, he runs and gets her. So I tried it. I said, Yago, get Kim. He's not here. Don't do it. And he ran up to the garage door, and he sat there, and he started barking until Kim came out, and was able to come out there and help me get back into my chair. So these dogs are absolutely amazing. They're a life changer, and I'm up here to do a challenge coin. I guess I better get to it, right? But
Hey,
yeah.
sure, you got the
But
mic.
you know, I just want to tell the graduates that, you know, don't put limits on your life anymore, because what the dog can do for you is going to open up so many doors and take you to so many places you never thought of. And you know, before I got my dog, I always focused on my disability and what I can't do. I mean, this chair is like a prison sometimes, and it keeps me going from a lot of places. But it's like now I focus on my ability with my dog and the things I can do, and not my disability. And you know, my wife and I were in Dubai last year. They call them people of determination, people in chairs. And I thought that's a great name. That's a great name for y'all, because that's what we are, you know. But anyway, we'll get to the coin here. But I just want to say that in the military that they have what they call a challenge coin, and has a lot of history behind it, a lot of stories of how it came up, different ones. But you know, it's a legend and tradition, and what it means is what's really important. And you know, when I got my first coin, I told you I went in the Air Force Special Operations, and so when we finished all of our school and stuff, we had to do the Special Forces, they call it Nasty Nick Obstacle Course there at Fort Bragg. And not just do the obstacle course, but between each obstacle, we had to do 20 push-ups and run with 5-pound sandbags on each shoulder to every obstacle. And I finished, you know, hours later, I was completely spent. And when we finished, we had to do a bear crawl about 100 yards up this hill to where my unit was. They'd already gone through it. And when I got up there, they brought me in the center of a circle. They all did push-ups. There he goes. He's going to start snoring in a minute. And they did push-ups for me, and they presented me my beret and my coin. And that coin, you always take it with you. You never let it go. And so the way that the challenge coin works is that if someone pulls out their challenge coin or drops, it makes a loud noise on the table or the ground or something. Everyone there, you know, if you were in the military, they have to get their coins out. If you don't have your coins, you have to buy everyone drinks. If the guy that does, yep, that's it. I got mine. Don't do it. You owe me a drink here in a minute, buddy. But, you know, these coins are very special, and they go with you wherever you go. And then as you go into different units and you do some things that want to be rewarded from commanders or different units, they give you a coin as an honor to say, hey, man, you did a great job, and, you know, welcome to the team. So these coins are really important. And so, you know, freedom isn't free. It's paid for by a very high cost. And Steve, you paid a lot higher cost than most people had to. And you endure with your disability every single day. I know that, and I've seen you. I've known you for 10 years. And but I like to see the cane is gone. The beard's a little longer, but the cane is gone.
Hey, so's there, but,
Yeah.
you know.
But, you know, there's no way that this country can repay you for the sacrifices you made. It's impossible. And a thank you, I know, goes a long way. But I think the best thing that this country has done for you and for me is you give us a service dog.
Actually,
That's a close thing.
I was going to say that the country actually already has paid me back twice now with 2 dogs.
Yeah.
That's
So-
the best way they
It
could
is,
have ever
yeah,
paid me
it
back.
is. So, Doggo, come here, buddy. You want to say something?
No? I don't get to hear from him, huh? No.
Yeah, not this time. Come here, buddy. Oh, the smell is up here. Doggo, sit. All right, you stay? Sit. So, on behalf of the United States military and Canine Companions, as a sergeant retired in the Air Force, I want to present you with your challenge coin. I know you're going to go a long way and do many great things, and it's been an honor to know you, and I'm very grateful. So thank you so much.
Well, we helped start this place, and we helped start the PTSD program together along with Lance. So I know we're both going to continue to go further in this organization. So thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone. You ready?
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Both gentlemen are just wonderful, wonderful men, and we're very honored to have them both as graduates. And we're very honored to have all of you as graduates, and honored to be here today. I want to say a special thank you to all of our donors who make this day possible, make this campus possible. You know, we could not do it without you. I want to say a special thank you to our volunteers, especially our puppy raisers, the ones of you who are giving us your puppies to take care of for the next 6 to 9 months, and those of you who gave us your puppies to place with these wonderful graduates. Thank you so much for trusting us with their care. You know, our trainers, our staff, for all of the hard work that you put into making sure that we live up to that trust, because if you didn't do such a wonderful job, these wonderful volunteers wouldn't trust us. And so thank you all so very much for being here today, and thank you for being the reason that we can do what we do. And with that, I'm going to let you all go. Matriculating puppy raisers, if you'll go ahead and go over to Team Lodge and turn your puppies in. And with that, thank you so much for being here today, and have a blessed rest of your day. Thank you so much.